Hello once again and welcome to Wolf IT. This is Shruti. In today's video, we are going to be going over a very common issue as I found with Samsung Galaxy series phones, starting with the S7 all the way up to the S21, S22. So a little bit of background. I pulled out a old S7 that I had in storage for to loan out to a friend, and I want to charge up the phone. And I was greeted unplugging it in with a buzzing and a bell, along with a notification stating, "Moisture detective, please remove the cable from the phone." So, on researching this online, because the phone was, as I said, in storage in a climate controlled setting, so moisture was not it was not exposed to moisture. I come to find that this is actually a frequent error with these Samsung phones. I did try some of the fixes online, which included, wiping the USB cache from recovery mode, trying drying out the port. I actually used my soldering heat gun for on very low, like I said, for like 75 degrees Celsius for a few minutes just to make sure that there was no moisture in the port. Still to no avail. Which is when I was starting to, suspect actual hardware failure. Now, some videos were pointing to the internal USB port. So I tore up the phone. And because I do phone refurbishing, I actually had a spare S7 motherboard compatible with the carrier that I'm using, T-Mobile. So I decided I would try swapping out parts. I initially put the old motherboard in a known working phone that I powered up, tested, made sure that everything was good. Put the motherboard in, and the symptom actually carried over to the new device. So to the new screen assembly, which, in case you don't know, the Galaxy S7 does have the charge port pretty much fused to the screen. So if one of those were to fail, you're pretty much SOL. So you'd have to replace screen and as an assembly, screen and the charging board. So I proceeded with a motherboard replacement, powered everything up. Sure enough, everything was working fine, no moisture detection. Plugged it in. And a little side note on the moisture detected system, I was able to actually wirelessly charge it with not a problem. But obviously, I wanted full functionality on the phone, so I decided to go ahead with the motherboard replacement. So I did the motherboard replacement, plugged everything back in. As I said, everything was good to go. Now, I had a different issue on this board. It had a custom ROM installed, so and it wasn't recognizing the SIM card. So I that was a pretty easy fix. I downloaded the firmware, the stock firmware. I flashed it using Odin, which is a Samsung specific tool for flashing, and everything was good to go. I was able to put a SIM card in. Phone recognized the SIM card just fine. So just to show you guys. Okay. So this is the offending device. I still have the back ripped off because I didn't want to waste a gasket adhesive for, until I was sure that the phone was fully working, which is fine. There's no exposed contacts during testing. The phone's on my desk anyways, so there's really not a it's really not a big deal. So we yeah, so the charging port is actually below this speaker here. So in order to take the phone apart, there are, I believe, 12 screws. You just take these out. Make sure you disconnect the battery. I use the Injured Gadgets X-Cap batteries. I've had great success with those. Obviously, this video is not endorsed by Injured Gadgets. I just want to put out there what I use. So obviously disconnect the battery before you do anything else in the phone. Motherboard replacement is pretty easy. Just a couple flex cables. One here for the I believe it is volume, speaker proximity sensor over here. Over down here you have the display cable and the power button. And then down here you have the home button, charge on the bottom. And then you have two antenna wires that need to be disconnected. Friendly note, these antenna wires are a pain in the bleep. So be very careful. Use tweezers or a spudger very, very carefully. I don't want to admit how many antenna cables I've had to replace because I've ripped them, or I've mangled the connectors so bad that they can't be reinstalled. So that's that. So let's power on the phone. I just want to show you guys that this is actually, okay, I don't have the SIM card in there right now, but yeah, so it's fine. Go ahead and get a charging cable plugged in. So, phone's charging just fine now. This is no errors, no nothing. Let's go ahead and check wireless charging. Go over here to my wireless charger. Throw the phone on there. And bam. So there we have it. This motherboard, you shouldn't have to replace motherboard on these things. This is a known issue. Not sure why Samsung has let this slide over multiple generations of phones. but leave your remarks in the comments, or if you know any other potential fixes to this issue. I'm obviously always welcome for commenting. Now, I am going to go ahead and test this motherboard. This is actually the motherboard that I pulled out of the phone. This is the one with the quote-unquote moisture damage. Just to show you, this is the camera. This is the front-facing camera. You got the earpiece and proximity sensor connectors here. You got another flex cable here. And then you got the display and the power button here. And then you got two antenna connectors, home button connector, and then you have the charging board flex cable connector here. So I'm going to, as I said, put this back into this phone. I'm going to try a factory reset. Flashing the software on this. See if I can bring it back to life. If I am successful, I will create another short video just with the outcomes of that. But this is pretty much a wrap. Right to repair is, a sticky subject, has been for years. The likes of Samsung, Apple, and a lot of manufacturers are not supporting user repairability, forcing us to use aftermarket parts. For instance, the battery. I would love to use a genuine Samsung battery, but, they're just not available on the market. And the parts that are available are prohibitively expensive. So, again, I'd like to thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Comments are always welcome. And this is Wolf IT signing out. See you in the next video.